Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Karen Odd, and these are Karen's Oddities. This is the second time I'm recording this video. The first video that I did that I had posted, I decided to unpublicize it. I wasn't satisfied with it. I wasn't satisfied with the length of it, and I really didn't do an introduction to it. I started working on like a project, and then I just decided, hey, this is a good video, record it. But it really wasn't well thought out. And I don't want it to be as long. So the video that I unpublicized was regarding what do you look for in a partner and are you too picky or not? And essentially what it covered were the characteristics that I am seeking in the next man that I'm going to date. You know, I often get asked, what kind of man do you like? What is your type? What do you look for in a man? What do you look for in a significant other? And when I answer that question, I usually give a generic answer. Like, I'm not going to go through a laundry list, but I decided, I really want to write down what are the characteristics of the next man that I want to date. There are a lot of videos and a lot of people that prophesize and say that when they met the man or person, woman, whatever, that they were next with, it started by them writing down and being very intentional about what were the characteristics and the type of person that they wanted to date. So this is my list, okay? Again, I reference this notebook quite often. This is my notebook that I started back in, I always go to the first date. It was like July 13th of 2022. And I've just been using this notebook, and when I complete it, I'll start a new one, but this is where I decided to write my list. And I wrote the list. I didn't put a date on here, but I wrote it the other day. So I'm going to go, no, I'll just start top, bottom. I started with the superficial things, and then I went into the really detailed, important things that I want in a significant other. Even the superficial things matter, right? It's okay to be superficial a bit, but it is important to be realistic. So please like, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you think my list is too detailed, too lengthy, too specific, too stringent. Let me know. Let me know what deal breakers are on your list and what are things that you look for in your next partner. Then you have Jack in the background barking because he's ready to come back in, but he's going to hold it for a few more minutes. He's fine, by the way. He's out there with Cash, my other dog. Okay, first thing is, the next man that I date, I expect him to be handsome, right? I think that physical attraction is super important. I expect to be physically attracted to him and find him handsome. For me, someone that is handsome has very masculine features. They have usually a beard. They have great bone structure, defined eyebrows, a great set of eyes, and they have a nice smile. And I'm not saying I have to have all of those things, but generally I want to find them attractive. I want to think of them as someone that is handsome. Okay, I hit like 3 of these. I mentioned masculine features, beard, nice jawline. I like super hairy men, hairy arms, hairy chest, hairy back, you name it. I like that. Next, in terms of physicality and again, superficial things, I want the next man that I date to be meaty. Meaty fit is exactly how I listed it here. You may question, what is meaty fit, right? For me, meaty fit is someone that does not have a six-pack necessarily, but they're also not like morbidly obese, out of shape. Like there is some meat on their bones, meat on their legs, meat on their arms. They're meaty, but it's tight, packed together. Like I'm meaty. I'm not meaty fit. I think I'm just meaty, but the person that I'd like to date, I'd like them to be meaty fit. I'm working on the fit part, but that's besides the point. The next thing on here, super duper important, and I talked about in my first video that I ended up unpublicizing. I want the next man that I date and I to be sexually compatible. Let me put an asterisk next to that now because that's super important. I dated someone and we were not sexually compatible. And for me, sexual compatibility is kind of like in stages. The first item of sexual compatibility is physical attraction. I want to be attracted to the person that I'm dating the minute that I meet them. From the first interaction, I want to sleep with them or want to find them physically attractive. Oh, battery was dying. Phase 2, I want, when we do have any type of physicality, I want it to be an electric feeling, whether that's a kiss, whether that's a hug, whether that's some type of gesture, some touch. I want to feel a spark there. I want that. Level 3, when we do connect in a sexual way, I want it to be amazing. I don't think that's too much to ask. I think of those as the 3 levels to sexual compatibility, 3 being the highest. Well, there's a 4th one, but we're not going to get into that. We can get into that in another video. Next thing is intelligence. That's super important to me. Let me put an asterisk on that one as well. I need the person that I date next to be intelligent. I want to be able to talk about everything, whether that's the news, whether that's culture, travel, media, politics, money, economics. I'm not saying that I'm well versed in all of these things, but I need to know that that person can carry those conversations with me and can give input and have opinions on these things, and we can have healthy dialogues, healthy debates about these things. I don't want to just talk about the weather or the meme you saw or some movie or something simple. I need depth to whoever I date. The next thing on here is I need this person to be open-minded. I'm an extremely open person, and I need the person that I date to also be open and open-minded, specifically as it comes to LGBTQ community. That is super important to me and dear to me. I have a lot of family members and friends that are part of the LGBT community, and I need the person that I date to be understanding. I'm not saying they have to be in full agreement, but they can't be closed-minded to where they're only willing to see things from their viewpoint. I need them to be able to understand and be willing to see things from different perspectives. I think that's extremely important, and I think that being able to do that helps people grow. I listed understanding, which is kind of an open-minded. I need this person to be confident. Confidence is so important on so many levels, And I'm not saying, when I say confidence, I'm not saying that this person can't have insecurities. We all have insecurities, but I need the person to own what those insecurities are, to know who they are, and to be able to own it. Own who you are, own what you lack, own what you're working on, own your development, own your shortcomings. I need you to own that. I think that confidence is one of the sexiest things that a man or woman can have, and it honestly goes an extremely long way. Someone can lack in physical attraction, but confidence will boost their attraction by quite a lot. I need the next person to date to also be dominant and assertive. I am a dominant type personality. I can be pretty assertive, and I want that from the person I'm dating as well. I think that it helps us level out. If the person that I'm dating is super passive, that's not going to work for me. I'm not going to be attracted to that. And I'm going to pause here for a second just to say, for some of you that may be watching this video that I've either dated in the past that have considered dating me, if you're wondering why we didn't get further, it's probably because one of these things on this list, especially the ones with the star on it, they were lacking. Not trying to be a bee, just trying to be honest. These are not difficult things that I ask for, but when it's missing or it's lacking greatly, I don't want to move forward. That's simple. We all have interests. We all have things we want. We all have things we desire. I'm getting text messages and I need to move them out of the way because they're distracting me and they just keep coming in. Okay. Next thing on here, ambition. And I think that should have an asterisk too. Ambition is super important to me. And ambition comes in many different forms, right? For me, ambition means it's someone that is not okay with just being where they are and staying where they are. For me, someone that has ambition has goals in mind. They have something further that they want to do, that they want to explore, that they're working towards. I just need to know that you have something you're working towards. It doesn't matter what that is. It doesn't matter if I don't understand that. I just need to know that you have a plan, that there's something greater that you want, that you're working towards. For me, that is what ambition means. Next on here, honesty. I don't think I need to elaborate any further. I need the next person that I date to be honest, to be upfront, to be able to communicate clearly. I'm a very direct communicator, and I need to know what you like, what you don't like, what you have an issue with, what you're looking for, what you're not looking for, what you're into, what you're not. I am a mind reader, but I can't always turn that on, right? I need you to help me understand what direction you want to move in. I want this person to be attentive. attentive to my needs, attentive to my wants. What am I looking for? What do I need? And I would do the same, right? I want this person to know what they want. It's extremely important. Any person that does not know what they want and that is unsure is an unstable person. And this is a message for you. If you're watching, you've made it this far. If you are currently in communication with the person romantically or hoping for it to be romantic and they're on the fence about something or on the fence about you, I am telling you now, that is your cue to walk away. Do not stay around in situations with a person that is unstable and unsure of themselves. That's a waste of your time. Focus on people that know what they want and that can clearly express what they want and what they need. Communicates clearly. I talked about that already. I want the next person that I date to be successful. And I know that successful, again, just like attractiveness or handsome, can be different to everyone. But for me, I want the next person that I date to feel successful in whatever career they work in whatever field that they're working in. I want them to feel like they are successful. I'm not saying they have to be VP of the company, but I'm saying they have to be proud and happy of what they're doing and where they are. Because the last thing that I want is to date someone that is unhappy where they are. I am not here to try to fix you, mold you, or try to elevate you to the next space that you're supposed to be in. Will I do that? Absolutely. As your partner, I feel like partners should encourage each other to do better, help them grow, etc. But that's not what I want my focus to be. I want you to already be successful and feel secure in whatever position you're in or whatever it is you're doing. Goal-oriented. This again goes with ambition. I talked about that a little bit. This is another one. Let me put an asterisk on it. Independently living. I'm going to pause there. For me, independently living means someone that lives away from their parents, out of their parents' home. I don't care if you live with roommates. I don't care if you live with your brother. I don't care if you live, whatever, one of those two, right? You can live on your own. It can be an apartment. It can be a condo. It can be a home. I do not care. But I do think that it's super important for people, especially in my age range, to experience living away from home or living away from their family. Sometimes when we have such close access to our family, we tend to depend on them and we don't get the ability to really grow and really get to know who we are as people or what we need as people to grow. You know, it's easier. It's a comfort zone. And I need to know that the next person that I date has taken the step to step out of that comfort zone. Okay? The next thing, this kind of goes with attractiveness and confidence. I want the next person that I date to be comfortable in their physical form. What does that mean? That literally means they're comfortable with how they look and how they present themselves to others. I'm not saying they have to be in complete love and enamored with who they are and how they look, but I want them to be comfortable in who they are. I have finally reached a point where I am comfortable with my body. I'm comfortable looking at myself naked. I'm comfortable being naked. I'm comfortable being naked around others, etc. I'm comfortable being naked in public if I had to be. You know, it's something that comes gradually, but I just want to know that he is comfortable in his physical form. Ooh, let me put an asterisk on this other one. I want the next person that I date to be commitment focused. Lately, I have dated a lot. So my last relationship ended in April of 2020. I believe at the peak of COVID. Was it 2020 or 2021? I think it was April of 2020. And since then, I've been single. I've dated a lot of guys. I've got to explore and found patterns in what I like, what I don't like. I've made great friends out of it. I have great memories, great stories to tell. But I'm ready for someone that is commitment focused. I'm ready for someone that wants more than to just Netflix and chill or wants to take me on 1 or 2 dates and get me in the bed. I'm ready for someone that wants something long term and that wants to grow with me, that wants to travel together, that wants to connect with my friends and family and actually build something of substance. I'm ready for that next step. So I want the next person that I date to be commitment focused. I want them to be spontaneous. I don't want to fall into a routine. I want them to be open to trying different things, exploring different things, going different places. I want them to be understanding and respectful of my boundaries. As I mentioned, I've been dating a lot lately. And what I find is that a lot of men, they don't want to wait to have sex, right? They're ready to do it, or they, it's very sex driven. And I'm tired of that. I don't want to feel pressured to have sex with someone. I don't want to feel like that's all that someone wants from me. Or I don't want to feel like if I go out with him 1 or 2, 3 times, by that third time or fourth time, whatever, that's what they're going to be expecting of me. I want to have sex when I feel ready to do that, when I want to do it. And I don't want to feel pressured or made to feel like crap for not engaging in that activity. I want them to be patient, but committed. And this goes along with the first point that I made, right? I want them to be patient, but committed in the sense that I want them to respect my boundaries, but I also want them to be committed to the process, right? It's one thing to respect my boundaries and decide, I don't want to wait that long to have sex. I'm going to dip. And it's another thing to be patient about it and say, I want to have sex now, and I understand you're not ready, but guess what? I'm willing to stick around. Let's get to know each other. Let's build up the tension, what have you. And I would argue when you wait to have sex, it is like 10,000 times better. Trust me. I want the next man that I date to be financially secure. And this isn't something that I haven't really, I have experienced it, but I want them to be financially secure in the sense of money is not an issue. I'm not saying they have to be a baller. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they have to have an 830 credit score, but I want them to be financially secure in where they are. I want them to frequently save, and I want them to be financially aware. And let me put that here as well. Financially aware to me is understanding where your money is going and understanding when you may need to pivot it. If you have all these bills coming in, but you really want to go to this concert, it's going to cost you $1,000, but this is not the best time to do it, then making financially responsible decisions to not make that purchase because something greater takes precedence. Financially secure in the sense of you're not living paycheck to paycheck. You cover your bills, you're able to cover them, and you're able to save, and you're still able to do some of the things that you want to. I'm not saying always splurging, but I'm saying living comfortably is important to me. And not because I want them to provide for me, but because I want the next person that I date to meet me where I'm at. And if you can't meet me where I'm at, come back when you're ready to meet me where I'm at. And only 3 more things left here. I want them to love dogs and love animals. I obviously have 2 dogs. One is scratching the back door, ready to come back in. Jack and Cash are my 2 dogs that I love dearly. I want them to be funny. I want to be able to laugh about things, joke about things. That's important. And I want them to be curiously minded. I want them to be open-minded. I am full of fun, full of ideas, full of spontaneity. I love trying new things. I love exploring. I want them to have that too. I don't want someone that's closed-minded. I want someone to meet my energy. So this is my list of what I'm looking for. You guys let me know. Am I asking for too much? Let me know. My mom says I'm too picky. She's like, that's why you don't find anyone. I don't think I'm that picky. So let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.